Welcome to Copilot Podcasts. Did you know that 251 million children and youth are currently not in school globally? That's more than the entire population of Brazil. Today, we're diving deep into the global education crisis, exploring why teacher shortages are skyrocketing, and uncovering how technology is both helping and hurting our learning future.
And those numbers are just the tip of the iceberg. UNESCO's latest research shows that we're facing a projected deficit of 44 million teachers by 2030.
Wait, 44 million? That's staggering! How did we get here?
Well, it's a perfect storm, really. According to the OECD's 2024 report, 47% of school principals are already reporting staff shortages, up from 29% in 2015.
So we're seeing this decline in real time. What's driving teachers away from the profession?
It's a combination of factors. We're seeing declining investment in education globally. UNESCO's analysis warns that international aid to education could fall by more than a quarter between 2023 and 2027.
That seems counterintuitive. Why would we reduce education funding when we need it most?
You know what's interesting? 4 in 10 countries already spend less than 4% of their GDP on education, which is below recommended levels.
And I imagine this affects more than just teacher recruitment, right?
Absolutely. It impacts everything from infrastructure to learning resources. But here's where technology enters the picture.
Ah, yes, online learning. That's become quite the buzzword since the pandemic.
Recent studies have shown some fascinating results about online learning. According to research from China, online learning engagement directly predicts academic achievement.
But it's not all positive, is it?
No, it's not. The digital divide is creating new forms of educational inequality. Many students lack access to devices and reliable internet.
You know what's particularly concerning? The situation in certain regions.
Yes, take Afghanistan, for example. According to UNESCO's 2025 report, more than 90% of 10-year-olds cannot read a simple text.
That's heartbreaking. And it's not just about literacy, is it?
No, it's about lost potential. The suspension of women's higher education in Afghanistan alone could cost the country up to $9.6 billion by 2066.
Let's shift gears a bit. What about higher education in developed countries?
There's an interesting paradox there. Higher education is supposed to be a great equalizer, but it's increasingly becoming a source of stratification.
Can you explain that paradox?
According to the Pell Institute's 2024 report, 79% of students from the highest income quartile enroll in post-secondary education, compared to just 44% from the lowest quartile.
So instead of closing gaps, it's widening them?
Exactly. And here's something that might surprise you about nutrition and education.
Oh, what's the connection there?
UNESCO's research shows a strong two-way link. Better nutrition enhances learning and cognitive development, while education improves nutrition outcomes by teaching healthy habits.
That's fascinating. It really shows how interconnected these issues are.
And it's why solutions need to be holistic. We can't just throw technology at the problem.
Speaking of technology, what have we learned about effective online learning?
Recent studies show that interactive elements and strong instructor-student interactions are crucial for engagement.
But maintaining that engagement must be challenging.
It is, but there's encouraging data. Studies show that students who engage with complex online learning platforms often develop higher emotional intelligence.
That's unexpected. How does that work?
It's about developing new ways of connecting and communicating. The online environment forces students to be more intentional about their interactions.
Let's talk about solutions. What's being done to address these challenges?
UNESCO is leading a renewed global push to prioritize education financing. They're calling for structural approaches that link education investment to debt sustainability.
And what about the teacher shortage?
There's been some progress. The first World Summit on Teachers in 2025 led to the Santiago Consensus, providing a framework for strengthening teacher policies.
That sounds promising. What specific actions are they recommending?
They're focusing on reinventing the teaching profession, improving sustainable financing, and supporting teachers as cornerstones of education systems.
But is it enough?
Honestly, no. We need more comprehensive reforms. The OECD emphasizes the need for both short-term solutions and long-term structural changes.
What about the role of technology in these reforms?
Technology is crucial, but it needs to be implemented thoughtfully. The pandemic showed us both the potential and limitations of online learning.
What lessons can we take from that experience?
The key finding is that technology should supplement, not replace, traditional teaching. It's about finding the right balance.
And what about addressing inequality in education?
That's where targeted interventions come in. UNESCO is working in over 2,600 villages to deliver community-based skills development and literacy courses.
Are these interventions showing positive results?
Yes, they've reached over 56,000 young people, mostly girls and women. But it's still just a drop in the ocean, considering the scale of the challenge.
What can individual countries do to improve their education systems?
The research suggests focusing on 3 key areas: increasing education funding, improving teacher training and support, and addressing digital infrastructure gaps.
And what about families? What can they do?
Studies show that family involvement has a significant impact on online learning engagement and academic achievement.
That's encouraging. It means everyone can play a part in improving education.
Exactly. Education is a collective responsibility, and we all have a role to play in ensuring its success.
As we wrap up, what's your outlook for the future of education?
Despite the challenges, I'm cautiously optimistic. The research shows we know what needs to be done. It's now about finding the political will and resources to do it.
And what's the most urgent action needed?
According to UNESCO, addressing the teacher shortage is critical. Without enough qualified teachers, no other educational reforms can succeed.
That makes sense. You can't have education without educators.
And we need to act fast. The 44 million teacher deficit projected for 2030 isn't just a number, it represents millions of children potentially left behind.
What's one thing you want our listeners to take away from this discussion?
That education is both our biggest challenge and our greatest opportunity. The solutions exist, we just need the collective will to implement them.
Thank you for these insights. And to our listeners, remember, those 251 million out-of-school children aren't just statistics. They're our future, and their education is our shared responsibility.
And as UNESCO reminds us, the alarms are sounding, but it's not too late to ensure everyone's right to quality education.
That's all for today's episode of Copilot Podcasts. Until next time, keep learning, keep growing, and keep pushing for better education for all.